Hey friend! Let's talk about iPad accessories. Taking notes on my iPad has been super valuable for me over time. I like to be able to zoom in and out quickly. I'm just in the middle of starting a new note for designing the new studio that I'm going to be making. And anyways, the point in this video is some of my essential iPad accessories, okay? First of all, we're talking about the Apple Pencil. This is what makes this whole thing doable. I've used the Remarkable. I've done a video on that, and that is also a sensational feeling, probably more remarkable than this even, but what I can do with the iPad is just so much more. And if you don't want to watch that video, basically the gist is all of these interactions, all of this stuff works so much better on the iPad, and that's what you notice again and again. It's like, how many things do you have to be thinking about? You want this to be transparent. The Apple Pencil is like the center of my rig. But another thing, I don't know if you can see this, is, but first, this episode is brought to you by Western Rise. Western Rise, some of my favorite pants in the world come from these people. The Evolution 1.0, which is almost gonna be gone for good. I would highly recommend getting a pair of these. And now their 2.0, which is on Kickstarter at the time of making this video. I have done intense outdoor activities in these pants, and then drove back home and like met somebody at the pub or went to the boardroom. These are the ultimate, for me, everyday pant. I used to wear jeans all the time, even stretchy jeans, pretty nice, but I blew through them. They break down pretty easily. These have not shown any signs of wear and tear at all. So shout out to Western Rise for supporting this video. Check out the YouTube description for links to Western Rise. I don't know if you can see this, there's like a screen protector thing that I put on here that I'll link to below. I can't remember the name of it. Some listeners of the channel, viewers of the channel were like, hey, you should do this on your iPad, and I hadn't even thought about it, and I did it. It's always like such a pain in the ass to try to apply that stuff. This makes it feel a little bit more like a pencil. You get a tiny little bit of texture in there that you can feel, and it makes a difference. I'll link to that product below. I can't remember the name. It's like Paperlike. The other thing is a fast charger, okay? This is my go-to. This is like an Apple one from my laptop. This is another one that I got off of a Kickstarter a while ago, but the one I definitely like the best is this RavPower one. Why do I like, first of all, because it's small and this little thing clicks away. So it's small. Second of all, you probably can't see this, but it's a 90 watt max output, and it has 2 USB-C. This is my go-to in the bag. I have one long USB-C cable on it to charge my laptop, because even my MacBook Pro 16-inch gets enough power to charge typically with this, though sometimes it doesn't. And it's just like maintaining. That can be frustrating. I know there's gonna be, if I find one that's got more power than this, I'll let you know, but that's because I've got my MacBook Pro and this. This doesn't need, this probably can't charge at 90 watts, but you can plug it into a 90 watt charger or 100 watt charger. You're taking, you know, don't listen to me. Maybe you can't. I just have. Okay, so a charger. Then the other thing you're gonna want is some sort of keyboard. This is what I live with. This is the stuff that I live with. This is an old smart keyboard, and it has always worked perfect for me. I don't even know if you can buy these anymore. The new one looks rad. I don't know anything about it. I'm sure it's great. I would go with the Apple smart keyboard personally. You want something that you can like prop it up with and see a little bit. I would like to get the new one. I don't need it because I have this. A keyboard's great when you're doing emails and stuff like that occasionally. Again, most of the time, I try to keep this tool pretty creative oriented, and occasionally Netflix. But then the final piece here from my essential kit is this little case, all right, which came in a kit from Moft. I just did an unboxing video on these guys. This is like this magnetic sticker that I applied to this. This is not important to the product that I'm talking about. That Moft origami stand thing is pretty cool. Like I said, I haven't used this a lot because I just got it, but I'll show it to you here. Magnet sticker. then this thing's like this origami faux leather, feels really nice. It's designed really well. And you put that on there, and now you can like organize your stand any which way. So like this way, that way, there's a bunch of different ways you could set it up. And the ideal is it is magnet. It's not that thick. And so it just stays there and you keep it there. For me, I'm always putting my iPad into this thing. So, and it does my stand for me. And this is how my iPad travels. Now, what I've been trying to get to is that product came with this bundle where this plastic case came with it. And the whole thing I'm getting to here is this holding my Apple Pencil, even though it's kind of a bitch to get out. It's sort of not ideal for getting it out. The point is, it holds that in, and I can just chuck this into my bag, and I know my pencil's gonna be there when I reach in and just pull it out willy-nilly. This is a big deal. This could totally be made better, I'm sure. You can feel the plastic's so thin because it needs to be able to fit into these kinds of things, right? And it fits perfectly inside of this. It doesn't have any protection on this one side so that it can fit into the new Magic keyboards as well. All I'm getting at is it holding my pencil to this thing, which, if you're unfamiliar, the iPad does have this amazing magnetic attachment, and that starts charging. Like, how does it work? What? Thank the gods. This is like, you know, ancient times we would have called this sorcery, right? What this is doing for us. And I have put it in my bag a lot just like this. And sometimes the pencil's there, but what I've often done is realize, I don't know if it's gonna be there. I'll take this off and I'll throw this into one of the, you know, pen loops or something in my bag. If you're unfamiliar with my channel, I basically just review bags for a living. Or at least have done that almost exclusively for the last 6 years. So bags and backpacks I think a lot about. And once I move this into that little pen slot, which is great because now I'm not gonna lose it, I know right where it is, I have not just one more thing to think about to get my iPad out of my bag, but I miss out on these moments where you just grab something because it costs you nothing cognitively to just grab it. Like I was just in recently watching some March Madness with my buddy, and I was like, oh, I wanna take notes on this new studio. And I just came in here and this was set up like this, and I was able to just grab it and pull this out because I'm not gonna need that. I don't wanna carry that like, you know, with this behind. You could totally do that, that's fine. But just one even less thing to worry about. And I know I've got my pencil there. And the only reason why it was there is because I pulled this out of my bag to plug it into the charger, because I have several of these set up like around my spaces, because I have a lot of USB-C stuff that needs to charge. And the pencil was just there. It wasn't in my bag somewhere that I had to go think, I need to go get that too. I might be drawing this point out to some of you, but I'm doing it on purpose because the real point of this video is to know that it matters. Thinking about how you carry your life. It's just one less thing for me to think about. They call this cognitive load, and it's not an insignificant factor of modern life, right? It's why, you know, President Obama never had to think about what he was gonna wear that day. It was all laid out for him. It's why Steve Jobs had his costume, right? It's like, I'm sure it's why Mary Oliver kept a pencil and pad by her bed. There are ways we can make our lives easier on ourselves. Decreasing that cognitive load of what am I gonna wear today or where's my fucking pencil is like, you know, I don't wanna get all preachy, but that stuff matters. So look at it in your life. How do you carry your life? And, you know, allow yourself to get a little bit. My friends at Studio Neat, they made this cocktail ice making kit where like, you had to do this whole process, but you made this clear ice cube. It was incredible. They had huge insulated molded thing because the way that the bubbles settle is all what makes ice clear. Anyways, I learned all about it through them. And they said, let's get fussy about our cocktail ice. Like, get fussy about it. Get fussy about how you carry. Up to a point. Don't drive your, husbands and wives and kids crazy. Or yourself crazy. Right? There is a law of diminishing returns. But little things like this, and this, and this, and this, to some degree, make our lives potentially exponentially better. I can make stuff that turns into like a real studio and a real channel that's really how I pay for gluten-free crackers for my 5-year-old daughter, right? I'm sort of ranting at this point. That's the point of the video. You don't need very much for an iPad kit to get down to work and do stuff. The Apple Pencil is really incredible. You're gonna need to charge it. Might as well think seriously about that. Having a keyboard to do your emails is great. The Paperlike cover works really well. Even though I got like a little, I don't know if you could see this, there's like a little piece of dust right here and here, little bubbles. But this Apple Pencil being there whenever I need it means I have one less thing to worry about, one less thing to think about. I'm capable of thinking about a lot of things. You're capable of thinking about where your Apple Pencil is and go like, oh, I'll go to my bag and get that when my iPad's over here. You're capable of it. So am I. But I wouldn't have grabbed my iPad. It's because it was so easy and I knew it was right there that I did it. And then I realized like, oh my God, I'm grabbing this because I know the pencil's going to be there. My mind has given up on that. Well, last bit here. David Allen wrote this book called Getting Things Done. It's sort of a Bible. It's a piece of canonical, sacred scripture for a lot of us knowledge workers. Really good and really, potentially law of diminishing returns and how much of a system he actually makes. But he's a black belt in martial arts and he's a black belt in getting things done. And the book's called Getting Things Done. And he talks about the job you have when you're giving yourself a to-do item or listing out a project or something. You have to get it down in a way that your brain is actually going to trust that you're going to find it when you need it, that it's going to be there intact. Like, I've thought about this once. I don't want to have to think about it again. And this is just like a little bit of a nudge and an encouragement because you're probably already doing this in a lot of ways. Okay, I'm going to go make these notes now on my new studio. Thanks for watching. Subscribe. I'm into thinking very intentionally about the stuff we do every day in life because some of the stuff we do really, really matters, and we need you. We need a world of people who are coming alive, right? And doing their dharma, doing their work, like getting into their creativity and curiosity, right? That's kind of what this represents to me. So subscribe to the channel. Comment if you liked this. Matterful.co is my website where I list all my favorite daily carry stuff, things like this, bags, backpacks, travel stuff, barefoot shoes, men's clothes. Get on the email list at matterful.co because I basically never send emails. And when I do, it's just because we're going to be doing a giveaway. And that's how you'll be entered automatically to win in the giveaway. So thanks for watching. Bye.